Viewers, in a tragic incident, more than 150 people have been injured over a firecracker accident that took place during a temple festival in Kasaragod. We're going to show you the pictures that have come in. Let's take you through them. This is the first video that came in. This was during that temple festival that took place. And when the firecrackers, in fact, were lit, this is what happened. Very, very shocking and tragic images that have now come in. We've also spoken to the SP of Kasaragod, who has confirmed to us that yes, norms were flouted and now temple authorities have been booked. Take a look at what happened. This was the moment when there were multiple people who had come in for the temple festival. This is ahead of Diwali, and this is a temple in Kasaragod, and this is when the firecracker festival, in fact, firecrackers were part of this festival, and then when the firecrackers were lit, this tragedy took place. There were many people who were there present. As you can see, the kind of chaos and commotion that broke out. 150 plus people have sustained injuries. They've been taken to the hospital. There are a few who are still in a critical state. We spoke to the SP. We'll be getting our reporters who are currently on the ground, who are joining us. Let's also get you some voices of netas who have rushed to the spot. The MP of Kasaragod has also spoken. Listen in.
Yesterday night, a shocking news was heard from Kasaragod district in Nileshwaram. Around 154 people were injured and they were admitted in different hospitals of Kasaragod as well as Kannur and Mangalapuram hospitals. By the grace of God, the number of injured people are only 154. Police was not cautious about this festival.
And we have close-up visuals of the blast that has now emerged, and we are going to put that out for our viewers. This is the moment of the blast that has been caught on camera, and this possibly is the clearest video that we have accessed. Now, let me take you through the details first up. Like you heard the MP, he said 150 plus people, that is 154 people have sustained injuries. And let's also tell you about what happened. Now, this is the video that we've accessed. This is the moment of the blast. Now, this is the video that we've accessed right before the festivities are underway. You can see there are, cultural events that are going on. And that was the moment when the firecrackers were lit. There is absolute chaos and commotion. This is one of the close-up video that we've accessed at this point of time. Festivities were underway. There were cultural performances. The traditional music equipment was being played at that point of time. And now, let's just look at that moment in just about 30 seconds. You will see what just happens, and then everything breaks into chaos when the firecrackers were lit. And because of this tragedy, look at that. That was the minute when this takes place, and then after a while, when people realized what happens, that is when the things went out of proportion. Absolute chaos that broke out. Destruction also took place. There were some people who were taking videos on their phone cameras, like you can see what happened here. So this is the close-up video that we've now accessed. So let's tell you about the latest. The SP has confirmed that norms were not followed. The MP has also gone ahead and has said that the police wasn't cautious. So who exactly is responsible? Let's get Jayalakshmi, who's tracking the details of this tragedy. The video has now emerged. Take our viewers, Jayalakshmi, through what exactly happened, because as of now, the number of injured as confirmed by the MP is 154. Multiple people we're getting to know are, they've sustained some grievous injuries. 8 of them are currently in a serious condition. What more are you tracking? What is the temple authorities also have been booked? What kind of rules were, flouted when it comes to what happened at the temple festival in Kasaragod?
See, what we understand is that according to the norms that is supposed to be followed, there should be at least minimum of 100 to 200 meters distance from the storage room of the firecrackers and the place and the temple premises where the firecrackers are burst. But here, as we can clearly see in the video, there was merely 2 to 3 feet distance that was maintained, and it was very close, and even the explosion is taking literally just right behind where the people were standing. The firecrackers are seen exploding. So that is the major norm that was flouted here, and in fact the SP of Kasaragod, Shilpa, also confirmed that the temple authorities authorities did not follow the norms while conducting this entire festival. And we can see in between the festival, the Tayyam, the dance form called as Tayyam, it's a very popular dance form that was being performed. And during that, you know, it's a very common practice in the temples for Kerala where firecrackers are displayed, and after the firecrackers were burst, the sparks from the crackers had gotten into the storage room, and that's when the fire had initiated and causing the entire cracker storeroom to, you know, explode. Thankfully, the intensity of the firecrackers that were present inside the storage room was less, and hence the grievance of the injury is as only injuries. Till now there has been no casualties reported, but we understand is that 154 people are seeking treatment in hospitals across, you know, Kasaragod and the adjoining district Kannur. Both the districts, we have multiple hospitals where people are being seeking treatment, and out of which we now know that, you know, 8 to 10 people are critical is what we understand, and all these people, including women and children, are, you know, seeking treatment, and 80% of the burns, the ones critical, are suffering from 80% burns. We know that's a major thing when it comes to, you know, 80% burns is actually a very severe damage that can cause to a human body. So that is the intensity. The people who are
present at during the temple festival when this firecracker tragedy broke out. Let's once again, viewers, take you through the pictures. This is the moment when the firecrackers were lit and that explosion took place. You can see what is happening. So there were multiple people over there when the festivities were on and the cultural performances were on. This is in the premises of the temple. The firecracker, the fire storage unit in this temple, that is when people realized that you know, this is that a tragedy of this magnitude has taken place. So after this explosion, over 150 people have been injured. So 154 is the number as confirmed by the MP of Kasaragod, and 8 people are severely injured. They have been taken to hospitals in the nearby area. We also spoke to the SP of Kasaragod. What did the SP of Kasaragod say? They did go ahead and confirm that norms were flouted and temple authorities have been booked.
We have Shilpa Devaya, the District Superintendent of Police, joining us on the phone line. Thank you for joining us. Ma'am, if you can give us the details of what exactly happened, any details on what led to this blast?
So last night, where the temple where the festival was going on, they had stored the crackers very close to the place where they were bursting the crackers. The minimum distance that is supposed to be kept was not kept, and people were standing very close to the place where crackers were being burst. So without taking any safety concerns, safety measures, crackers were burst. So flames from the crackers have gone and hit the room where the crackers were stored, and a blast has happened and people have gotten injured. 154 people till now have reported that they have been injured, out of which 97 are admitted in hospital right now.
Okay, and was there security in the area? Because you also mentioned that there had been violations, and we can see in the crowd there are a lot of people who had gathered there. Any number of people who had gathered there, or any violation that had taken place here? Any information on that, ma'am?
Like I said, people were standing very close to the place where crackers were being burst, and no fire force vehicle or ambulance, nothing, no provisions were made for all that. No arrangements were made for that. Only when the incident has happened, police has immediately informed fire force, and they have reached in time and doused the fire, which has ensured that no deaths happened in the location. So immediately people were shifted to hospitals, ambulances were mobilized, and people were shifted to hospital, and medical attention was given in time.
Okay, all right. So over 150 people have been injured in this, and were there adequate measures taken in place? Ambulances, had they been on standby in the area? Because as a visual show, there were over 200 to 300 people who were there for the festivities, isn't it?
Yes, around 200 to 300 people were there, but no arrangement for ambulance or anything was made by the temple authorities. When the incident has happened, immediately then police has informed all the ambulances, and that is when ambulances were rushed to the location.
And the latest breaking news update that we are getting is that the extent of the damage is absolutely evident. We are going to show you those visuals too. Authorities are currently inspecting the site where the firecrackers were kept. As per the SP of Kasaragod, we have a confirmation that the crackers were stored in a place very close to where the crackers were actually being burst. So once again, let me explain to you what happened. Look at these pictures on your screen. This is the temple festival that was taking place in Kasaragod. Now, this is the video that we've accessed. What happens is there are hundreds of people who come and who are part of the festivities. The festivities are going on. This is presumably the place where the firecrackers were stored, and right next to it, very close to it, the firecrackers were also being burst as a part of the temple festivities. Now, as per the SP, all the norms were violated. No safety precautions were kept in place when the crackers were being burst, because you have hundreds of people who've gathered. No ambulances were in place, no safety measures were kept in place, and right where the firecrackers were being stored, the room where the firecrackers were being stored, right next to that, the firecrackers were also being burst. So the embers from the firecrackers go ahead and they, play a role in lighting all the other crackers that were stored in this room. And now, let's show you what happens the morning after. This is the aftermath of the firecracker tragedy that took place in Kasaragod. This is the room where the crackers were stored. Rajmohan Unnithan, the Kasaragod MP, who you just heard a short while ago, is also joining us on the phone line. Good morning, Mr. Rajmohan Unnithan. You have also confirmed that 154 people have sustained injuries. What is the update that you are getting? Because you also said that the police, you raised some questions on the role of the police because there was not enough deployment, you mentioned when you gave your first reaction on the tragedy that unfolded in this temple in Kasaragod.
Yesterday, I was busy with that Wayanad because Priyankaji's visit was there at Wayanad in my charge place at Calcutta. So yesterday, we have gone to bed late at night. So early in the morning, we heard the news from Kasaragod, a shocking news. So in Kasaragod district, most of the families that we are calling as Taravadu, and most of the communities are conducting this. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead. You were explaining that you were in Wayanad yesterday. Yes, please go ahead, Mr. Unnithan.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Unnithan, please go ahead.
I am proceeding to Nileshwaram. Most of the families in Kasaragod district, not in Kasaragod district, northern Malabar, they are conducting these Teyyams. And the Teyyam starts from this Virar Kavu at Nileshwaram and ends at
Mr. Unnithan, I apologize for interjecting, but there are no questions being raised on who's responsible, because we saw the visuals that have come in are, go on to show that there were multiple people who were there on the spot. The SP has confirmed that no ambulances were in place. The firecrackers were stored very close to the place where the firecrackers were being lit, and this is why a sort of negligence did take place. So who's responsible for what happened, Mr. Unnithan?
Certainly, it is a negligence on the part of police people.
Okay.
Because it is a very congested place. 1,500 people were participated in that festival yesterday, and today around 10,000, more than 10,000 people are going to participate in the festival.
Okay.
So the police people were more caution there, They have taken it as an easy matter.
So you are putting the blame on the police. You're saying that the police did not have enough bandobast, despite knowing that hundreds of people will attend these temple festivities and safety measures should be in place. Thank you so much, Mr. Unnithan, for joining us. So the Kasaragod MP is raising questions on the role of the police. The Kasaragod MP says it is the police that is at fault because they are aware of the kind of festivities and the number of people who come in for such an event. We also have Imran joining us. Imran, pictures are absolutely shocking that are coming in from this temple festival where a firecracker tragedy has led to more than 150 injuries. The MP of Kasaragod is blaming the police. What have you accessed? What are the kind of norms that are to be followed, and also what are the measures should be in place, because such festivities will take place in multiple temples now that Diwali is around the corner. So what are the steps that the authorities must keep in mind to avoid a tragedy of this sort?
Well, very clearly that the lapses have been happened, and it's very clearly that, when earlier when we spoke to the cops, they said the firecrackers were kept very close to the incident. The safety protocols were not maintained, and that's the reason why this huge burst of crackers happened, leading to 150 people getting injured, and more than people are still hospitalized, in various hospitals in both Kasaragod and in Mangalore, in private hospitals and in the government hospital there. Now, the lapses seem to be very clearly on the part of the administration is blaming it on the temple authorities for not following protocols, but this is a job of the state government where many people were attending, and the safety protocols should have been maintained, and importantly that the safety rescue ambulances should have been there on the spot to look at the tragedy right now, that 150 people have been injured. Now the blame game, of course, the Starch opposition is blaming the state government for it. It is state government's prerogative that they have to ensure that the safety of the people is there, and all this these kind of incident doesn't happen, but this is during the festival it has happened now. What the officials are clearly saying that 150
also
people
waiting for a response, an official response from the state government, because like you said, the blame game has already started. Viewers, we will get you more updates and more pictures when it comes to this story, that's tragic Kasaragod accident that we are talking about.